Ja, einen schönen guten Abend zusammen.
So,
Herzlich
hello and
willkommen
welcome,
zur
good evening and
Pressekonferenz nach
welcome to
unserem
the press
Heimspiel gegen den
conference
FC
after our
Bayern
home
München.
game
Ich begrüße die
against
beiden Trainer, Thomas Tuchel
Bayern.
und Steffen
I
Baumgart.
welcome
Unsere Gäste
both
haben wie immer
head
das erste
coaches,
Wort zum Spiel.
Thomas Tuchel and Steffen Baumgart. As always, our guests have the first word.
Wir mussten
Thanks a lot,
darauf
yes.
eingestellt, dass wir
We were prepared
eventuell sehr emotional und
that
sehr
we
aggressiv
might
angelaufen
have a
werden,
very
wir wollten einen guten
emotional game where
tiefen Ballbesitz haben und das auch mischen mit langen
we
Bällen.
might
Das
not
ist
have
uns in der
the
ersten Halbzeit
most
sehr gut gelungen. Wir haben
possession, where we have to play
eine
with
sehr
long
gute erste
balls. It
Halbzeit
worked
gespielt,
very
waren
well in the
sofort
first
da,
half.
hellwach
We
und
were
sehr
there
gut mit
immediately,
und
played
gegen den Ball.
well against the ball as
Die
well.
Einstellung war top, der
The,
Mannschaftsgeist war gut.
The team
gewonnenen
was
Zweikämpfe waren da individuell.
great.
Das
The
war
duels
sehr
were
gut.
there.
Wir
The
hätten die erste Halbzeit höher
individuals were
gewinnen
there.
müssen.
We probably should have
Viele
won
Chancen
the
rausgespielt.
first half with
Und dann ist
a
es
higher
wichtig, wenn es dann nur
margin.
1-0 steht,
Played well, and then it's
dass du
important
nicht
when it's only
ungeduldig wirst,
1-0
dass du
that
zum anderen
you
auch nicht
don't
Kölner
lose
dann tiefer verteidigst,
focus.
dass du
That
nicht ungeduldig wirst, dass du aber auch nicht
when
frustriert
Cologne
wirst,
defends
weil es
deeper
ja schon
down,
hätte
that you
höher stehen
don't
müssen.
get
Und
frustrated
das haben wir
because
alles
it
geschafft
could
heute und deshalb
be a
bin
lot
ich sehr
higher
zufrieden, auch mit
scoreline.
der
We
zweiten
were able to
Halbzeit, auch wenn
manage
die nicht mehr
that.
so
I'm
spektakulär
still
war,
very
aber wir haben es
happy, even
geschafft,
though the
das Spiel
second half
komplett zu
might not be
kontrollieren.
as
Und,
spectacular. We were still able to control
keine
the
Konterchancen
game
zuzulassen.
and didn't
Sind
allow
sehr
any
konzentriert geblieben, obwohl wir viel
counter
Ballbesitz hatten und es schwer war,
chances. We
das Tempo dann zu erhöhen gegen
stayed
die zwei tiefen
calm,
Ketten von
were
Köln.
able to
Aber
reduce
insgesamt
their
bin ich sehr
pace,
zufrieden mit der Leistung und
and
natürlich sehr
overall I'm
glücklich
very
mit den
happy
3
with the results and with
Dankeschön,
those 3
Thomas
points.
Tuchel. Steffen, gerne deine Einschätzung zum
Thanks,
Spiel.
Stefan.
Ja,
Thanks,
erstmal
Thomas.
Glückwunsch
Now,
an die
Stefan,
Bayern.
your time.
Hochverdienter Sieg.
Yes, so congratulations to the
Gerade in der
Bayern.
ersten halben Stunde,
In the
muss
first
man sagen, haben sie dann schon gezeigt, wie man
half an
guten,
hour,
sehr guten Fußball
they
spielen kann.
showed
Muss man
how
natürlich
to
sagen,
play
dass ich derjenige
good,
bin
very
und
good
derjenige
football.
ist auch auf meine Kappe, weil die erste halbe Stunde, wo ich die
I'll
Jungs nach
take the
vorne getrieben
first
habe, wir wollten ein bisschen
half onto my
Müdigkeit der Bayern
hats. We
ausnutzen, wollten
wanted
gucken,
to
dass wir sie hoch
use the
anlaufen, dass wir sie zu
tiredness,
Fehlern zwingen,
wanted
das ist aber
to
doch komplett
force
daneben gegangen,
mistakes
weil
that
einfach die
sort of
Qualität dann auch
backfired
des
for
Gegners
us
so groß
because
war.
the quality on the
Wir haben es
opposing
dann
side
gemacht,
was
wir
too
haben es dann zwar
big.
besser verteidigt, aber insgesamt
We
muss man einfach sagen,
defended
dass,
well, however,
in allen
overall
Belangen der Gegner einfach zu stark
the
war
opponent
und
was
wir hatten
just
zwar zwei
too
kleinere
strong.
Möglichkeiten,
We had
was aber
a
dann auch
couple
dem
of
Spielverlauf
chances,
nicht gerecht geworden wäre.
however, that
Deswegen
wouldn't have
der Sieg
been fair, so
ganz klar
deserved
auch verdient. Dann
win
haben die Bayern sehr
for the
konzentriert
Bayern
gespielt.
team. They played very
Ich habe schon 2-3 Mal
concentrated.
gesagt, wenn du
I've
das
said
Spiel
it 2-3
neutral
times
gucken
already.
darfst,
If you watch the game from a
ist da schon
neutral point of
eine
view,
gewisse Begeisterung dabei, wenn
then
du das
it's
als
always
Trainer der anderen
exciting.
Mannschaft
If
machst,
if
dann bist
you
du froh, dass deine Jungs nicht aufgeben
watch the game
und
from
sich den
the
Anschluss
opposing
nicht aufreißen,
side,
weil
then
solche
it's
Dinge hätte auch
always a
anders
little bit
ausgehen können.
different because it could have went down differently.
Keinen Stich gehabt, Glückwunsch an Bayern.
Didn't get the chance, so
Dankeschön, Steffen.
congratulations to
Jetzt
Bayern.
Fragen an die beiden Trainer.
Other
vorne in der zweiten
questions? We'll start in the second row.
Die Belastung ist und bleibt ja ein
Well,
großes
Mr.
Thema.
Tuchel,
Wie kam es dazu, dass Sie heute gar nicht gewechselt haben?
how come you didn't make any changes today?
Der Spielstand war so knapp. Und
So yeah,
wir haben
the
uns dann,
control was there,
wir
and
haben das Spiel
it was such a
komplett
tight game. We
kontrolliert.
were
Es
able
war
to
ein enges
control
Spiel.
it, so it
Ich
was
war
so
sehr zufrieden
tight. I
mit-
was
mit
very
allen auf
happy
all ihren
with
Positionen.
everyone that
Schupo
was
auch
on
wegen
their
der
positions.
Standardsituationen und natürlich bei
Schupo
1:0
was
ist
also
dann noch nicht
strong
gegen
there,
Standard.
so
Und Freischuss oder eine Ecke
don't
durch den
want
Kopfball,
to,
einen Ausgleich hinnehmen. Und,
yeah,
wir
lose
haben
those
überlegt,
points
natürlich wie immer, die Zeit ging sehr schnell
due to a
vorbei.
free kick
Heute auf
or
der Bank,
corner.
heute
It was
dann
a
70.
very
dann war
quick
schon
game. All of a
80.
sudden, it was 70th minute,
Natürlich
80th
haben wir
minute
überlegt,
on
auch
the
ich
bench
überlegt, ob wir noch
already.
Thomas, Rafa,
Of course, I thought
Mathis Tell
about
reinbringen,
bringing
die es auch
Mathis
verdient
Tell,
haben. Das wird
Thomas
immer so
or
sein, dass
Rafa.
wir Spieler
That's
draußen haben, die es
always
verdienen
like
zu
that we
spielen,
have
auch
players in the
verdienen zu
sidelines that
gewinnen.
deserve to play and
Das
deserve
war
to
heute
start.
definitiv, keine
That's
Bestrafung oder ein Denkzettel. Im
wasn't
Gegenteil, ich hab's den Spielern
really
auch
to
gesagt,
punish
das
those
ist
players, but that's what I
wirklich
told them as
große
well.
Ausnahme, dass wir gar nicht wechseln, aber ich hab's heute nicht
Not
gefühlt
usual
und
that we
wollte
don't
auch
make any
unseren eigenen
changes, but I
Rhythmus
just
und die
didn't feel it
Kontrolle
today. I
und,
didn't want to
ein
lose
paar Mal
the
gewechselt und
rhythm.
nochmal das System gewechselt.
Cologne
Wollte ich
made a
unseren
couple of
eigenen Rhythmus dann auch nicht
changes,
mehr stören.
but I didn't want to
Dadurch, dass keiner angezeigt
stop
hat, dass
our
er
own
raus
rhythm,
musste,
and
musste
because
er
no
weg.
one wanted to come out, we just stayed like that.
Für den Geistblock.
Baumgart, guten Abend. Sie haben heute
Baumgart,
Abend,
good
heute
evening.
mit einer Dreierkette gespielt.
Y-
Seit Sie hier in Köln
you,
sind, haben Sie mit einer solchen Formation
Played
noch
with
nicht angefangen. Was
three
waren
at the
so
back at the
Überlegungen
start. What
dahinter?
was your
Und
thought
wie sind Sie
behind
Ihrer
that? You
Meinung nach
didn't have that before for the team.
Naja, wenn wir die erste halbe Stunde sehen,
So
die
yeah,
Überlegung war dahinter,
the
dass wir
plan in the first half
schon
hour
gucken
didn't
wollten,
really
dass wir,
go up to plan. The
mehr
thought
Leute
behind
vorne beim
it
Anlaufen
was to
haben.
have
Wir wollten natürlich
more
nicht
players
zulassen,
up
dass die
front
Räume
to
so
come
groß sind,
forward
gerade in den
because we didn't want to
Kontersituationen.
give
Da
up
waren erst
the
Halbzeit 1, 2 dabei.
spaces in counter-attacks, but that came down to our opponents that didn't end up higher. However, that only start working for us when we were further back and when Bayern had to defend from their own half. Not the first time that I start working with three at the back. I've done that with Paderborn. However, just the quality for our opponents was too high.
Hier vorne in der ersten Reihe.
Yesterday you said that the team was emotionally tired, physically tired. Yeah, I didn't talk about my team. I talked about all national players. That was the feedback from national managers. So not from my team, but yesterday we had good energy in practice and talked as a team. Today we had 2 meetings. We'll have a meeting, or we'll be sitting in the bus now and in the plane. We'll come home way after midnight. So it's not about my team, just about players that play Champions League, play internationally. It's our point of view that we need to play very deep into those tournaments that our players are playing internationally. And so it's not just us, but certainly an effect there. Tuchel. Yesterday we talked about Thomas Müller. He's always a topic for us. Today he didn't play. Was he tired from the international break, or what was the reason for that? So why he didn't start was first of all because we wanted to have Choupo for his height and dangerousness when it comes down to headers. And then Köln usually plays a lot more aggressive, and we expected that. And usually they do that in a 4-1-3-2. Usually they come forward with 5 players. They did that as well today, but in a different configuration. We wanted to have those long balls towards Choupo, because we knew that the pitch might always be as easy for us. It was just small adaptations. Choupo practiced the whole week, so it's important for me that those players are there the whole week. That if they practice well, then that they get the chance as well to come into it, because he might not have had the rhythm from that other time. I'm well aware of it, that Thomas plays a big role, and that's definitely his focus, and maybe not the minutes that he gets recently, but that's still definitely a factor, and that's why it was a decision for Choupo. And on the other side, at Bayern, it's always going to be like that players are sitting on the outside and want to start, and I understand that Thomas has a big focus on the team. So to come back to tiredness there, there's going to be more games due to a different format in the Champions League. If it is a longer way, are you already talking about that with management, with people that can affect that? So we can't really change anything from the play mode that we have. We'll probably have 2 more games in January, so 2 further games as well to get to the playoff rounds. So it could be 2 to 4 games more. And next season as well, we have to watch out, because we have the European Cup as well at home, which is very tiring for all the players, not just for the German team. But it's a big tournament, has such a big focus. It's going to be tiring, and that's going to be emotionally as well. It doesn't matter how far you actually get. It's just my point of view, my vision there. It's after big tournaments, to plan with our team, to be well aware of it, and to try and give the players a little bit of time off. And that's why I know how difficult the preparation for the further season will be, when players will actually return depending on how far they actually make it in the tournament, in the playoffs, and that's the reality that we have. That's something that we can't change. That's something that we will react to, hopefully, when we build our squad. And we want the best players and want to see the best players, and they should get the chance to play. And it is a mental fortitude as well. So, final question. Because the pitch was a bit of a theme here. How was the condition today? I think we did everything to try and help the pitch. The bits that were put in weren't grown in yet. I think it looked better than it was to play, but it was all right. We've expected it to be worse from what we heard beforehand, so it was okay, but yeah, everything that they tried wasn't grown in yet. Difficult. Yeah, I think it's important that the past 2 weeks we worked on the pitch and that something had changed. Otherwise, I think it would have been even more difficult. With the rain as well, it was a difficult pitch. And not that no one worked on it, but I think everyone noticed that there was certainly a point given to work on it. All right, then thanks everyone, and have a great rest of your evening.